In the past 9 months, I've run 7 marathons and 1 ultra and continue to run long distance races while building muscle in the process and lifting weights and getting stronger. So if you're a runner who wants to incorporate more weight training into their life, or you're a lifter who wants to incorporate more running and cardio into their life, then you need to watch this video, because I'm going to explain to you how to become fast and powerful. I'm going to go over 3 things: frequency, how to train, and your rest and recovery as well. And you're going to learn absolutely everything you need to know to get stronger, to get faster, and to become a fast and powerful individual. First of all, starting off is frequency. For lifting, I've tried a lot of different balances, but this is what I've found that actually works and is sustainable. I apologise that my pen is dying. I've got a new one on the way, but it's that or use red or green, which doesn't show very well on the whiteboard. Lift 3 or 4 times a week and run 3 or 4 times a week. For running, you want to be doing an easy run, a tempo run, and a long run. If you're going to do 4 runs, do 2 easy runs, a tempo and a long run. An easy run is what you'd call a zone 2 run. A tempo run could be zone 3 or maybe zone 4. And then a long run would be zone 2, but obviously it's a longer run that's more about endurance and building that aerobic capacity. This is more anaerobic and going at a faster pace. And then your easy run, like in the name, nice and easy, nothing crazy, conversational pace. Obviously training this way, some days you are going to be doing 2 sessions a day. You just want to pair it right. You don't want to be doing long runs on the same day as lifting. Easy runs on the same day as lifting is fine. And then you can also get away with tempos in the later afternoon when you've done your lifting in the morning. And then training, the split you want to be doing in the gym is either an upper lower split, which is 4 days a week, or you want to be doing a full body split, which would be 3 days a week, and that'll be 4 days a week. Upper low is what I currently run. I think it's the best thing to do because I think that you do need an individual leg day, and I personally really like training legs at the moment. Last week I trained legs like 3 times in a week, which is unheard of, but I would say pick upper lower if you can go 4 days a week. And this is exactly how I'd actually structure the workouts and how I currently structure my workouts for strength, explosiveness, hypertrophy, endurance. This is how you should do it, and it's the best way that I've found. You want to start off with low intensity, low reps. This is heavy lifts with a lot of rest as well that you're not doing for a lot of reps. Deadlifts, barbell squats, bench press. Start with them. They use the most glycogen stores. Start with one of them. And then you move on to more explosive stuff. So this could be like sled push, clean and press, clean and jerks, power cleans, hand cleans. You can also do stuff like pull-ups. And this would be higher intensity, but still low reps. And then I normally move on to hypertrophy, which will be more moderate to high intensity with moderate to high reps. And then it goes on to pump chasing, which would just be picking a bit of a lighter weight, higher reps, higher intensity, and like in the name, just chasing that pump. And then depending on how my body feels and whether I'm running or not later, I'll always chuck in either 10 minutes of HIIT, which is usually on the ski erg, 30 on, 30 off, or 20 minutes on the Stairmaster. But that is a very good way to structure workouts, is what I currently do, and it works incredibly well for me. And in an ideal world, you always want to lift first. And this means doing your training in the morning or early afternoon, and then doing your running later. Because if you're doing a tempo run in the morning, your lifts are always going to be slightly affected. And you always want to get the most out of your lifts and your deadlifts and your squats. If you can, always lift first, run later. And one last thing for training, my pen is on its last legs right now, is you need to be going very close or to failure on all of your lifts, because that is how we actually cause our muscles to grow, by putting enough stress and tension on them, which is caused by lifting heavy and taking it to or close to failure. Don't be a pussy. Don't be chucking around these really light weights with 50 reps left in the tank, thinking that you're doing anything. Not push heavy, push to failure. Rest and recovery, so important, because training like this, training to failure with this frequency, if you're doing 8 times a week, is going to be taxing. And I find it taxing personally, but I can sustain it because my rest and recovery is so on point. And it's very important that you eat enough. For example, 2 days ago, I went on a 50-mile bike ride. I burnt over 3,000 calories. If I don't eat enough, I'll get seriously ill. That is very important. You're going to be burning a lot of calories. You cannot be eating like 1,500 calories a day and trying to train like this, because it's not going to last. And that also ties into eat enough protein, a gram per pound of body weight. If you weigh 200 pounds, 200 grams of protein a day. Very, very important one is sleep. This is probably the one thing that plays the biggest role in me allowing to train to maximum intensity all of the time is the sleep that I get. I sleep 9 hours a night at the moment, getting very deep, high quality sleep. I've got so many videos diving very deep into how I get perfect sleep, so you can go and watch them. I'll give you some very basic advice on sleep. Go to sleep at the same time every single night. Wake up at the same time every single day. Drink chamomile tea before bed. Cut off screens and TVs an hour before bed. And sleep in a pitch black room or wear an eye mask. You need at least 1 rest day a week. If you feel like you need 2, take 2. I only take 1. I don't like rest days. I love training. I find it takes discipline for me to actually rest, not to do this. And I'm also going to give you a very basic supplement stack. Vitamin D3, incredibly important, 10,000 IUs a day for your testosterone, your immunity, your mental health as well. You're going to take creatine, no downsides to this, only upsides. What a fantastic supplement. 5-10 grams a day. I'm currently on about 9-10 grams. Magnesium, but magnesium glycinate specifically, you're going to take 400 milligrams a day. That's for your sleep, allowing your muscles to recover and relax more and giving yourself more deep and REM sleep. You can take zinc, but only take like a 10 or a 15 milligram supplement, because I've made this mistake before. I've supplemented like a 30 milligram zinc pill. That is actually doing you more harm than good, because your zinc to copper ratio has become imbalanced, which has negative effects on your testosterone, which is not what we want. Take a 10 to 15 milligram max zinc supplement if you're not getting enough from your diet. You get a lot of zinc from like red meat and organ meat, so it just does depend on your diet. And you can take 5 to 10 milligrams of boron a day, which is to free up your free testosterone. And that is exactly what I do to become fast and powerful and consistently build muscle and get stronger while running faster and building my endurance as well. So let's just run through it again quickly. Frequency, lift 3 or 4 times a week, run 3 or 4 times a week, doing 1 to 2 easy runs, 1 tempo run, which will be zone 3 or zone 4, and 1 long run, which will be more prolonged, but staying in zone 2 still. Training, the split you're going to be doing is either an upper lower split 4 days a week, full body 3 times a week, and you're going to structure your workout starting with low intensity, low rep exercises like bench press, squats, deadlifts. Then move on to more explosive, high intensity, low reps like any clean exercises, sled push and sled pulls, pull-ups, etc. Move on to some hypertrophy, pump chasing, and then end on either 10 minutes HIIT or 20 minutes stairs. The cardio is really up to you. Always try and lift first and go to failure or close to failure on all your lifts. Rest and recovery, eat enough calories, that is so important. Eat enough protein, sleep like it's your job. Take at least 1 rest day a week and supplement 10,000 IUs D3, 5-10 grams of creatine, 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, 10 to 15 milligrams of zinc, and 5-10 milligrams of boron. But that is absolutely everything you need to become fast and powerful. If you want to learn more stuff like this, I've got a complete health program in the description, which is all of my knowledge packed into one program for $49.99. You can go and check that out. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found some value from it. But I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.